Hey guys, in this video, we're going to talk about this simple thing that got me stomping airs 0 out of 10 times to stomping 8 out of 10 air attempts. So, I've been working really hard over the last few years on my air game, and I've learned how to do airs and can do them on a reasonably consistent basis. But by no means am I the best air surfer out there. And in the water, I believe that I'm pretty satisfied with the level that I've got my surfing to and my air game to. But by no means am I claiming that I'm the best air surfer out there or that my airs are insanely good as well. But there was a point where I was scrolling through Insta Reels, seeing guys land some awesome airs all in one session. And it wasn't just one air, it was a good few airs in one session where he managed to have a high level of consistency. And there's a few videos out there, a few different surfers. Luke Swanson, he's another one. He's an up and coming. He's pretty damn good. And there's a lot of other surfers that are super consistent, like Chip Wilson. I thought to myself, well, how is it possible that they land so many in one session with such a high success rate? And I was in a rut for a period of time where I couldn't land a single air in one session. I was talking with Owen Wright years ago. He paddled out. I was having a really bad surfing session. He paddled out on the beach break, and he was stomping a few airs here and there. And I thought to myself, well, why don't I go and ask him for tips? And I was talking with Owen, and he gave me a bunch of little tips that drastically, pretty much the next wave, my surfing improved. And I just wanted to highlight that because it just goes to show the power of coaching and the power of seeking knowledge and applying your knowledge to your surfing and how much fun it can be. So I paddled back out after that wave that I'd applied his technique, and there's no other way to describe it, but I felt extremely stoked, and that I went out with a massive smile on my face. And he laughed a little bit, and Owen Wright said, "How'd you go?" And I said, "Well, I fell off this way, and such happened." And then he said, "Oh, well, that means you need to do this, and then you need to do that." And I was so keen to try what he'd experienced because I was sure that I would land one. And he went in after a couple more waves, and we didn't really get to speak after that. But that night, I wrote everything down he taught me in my learning journal that I kept from sessions with other coaches and things like that. It was just sort of like a learning journal for surfing. And I started connecting the dots from what other coaches had told me and explained to me, and also what Owen Wright had explained to me, and versus what I already knew as well. And I started to develop this little system. And I went out surfing the next day, and straight away I applied what I was taught, and I stomped air reverses pretty much every attempt. It was almost 8 out of 10 times. And I was speaking to my coach at the time and explaining to him that I started developing this fascination for surfing technique. And he then shuffled around his bookshelf and handed me this book on biomechanics. And I don't know exactly what the book title was or which book, but the book was amazing. It explained the way the human body works to generate power in its movements. I was obsessed with this book, and I started geeking out on applying it to my technique and applying it to my surfing. And I started experimenting with the things that I learned. And you're probably wondering at this point now, that's great and all, Harrison, but what are the techniques and what are the tips that actually improved your surfing? And this video is not about that. This video is about how I went from 0 out of 10 attempts to 8 out of 10 attempts. And the answers to those questions are you are who you hang around, and you can flip that script a little bit to you are who you surf around. Now, if you surf around surfers who are 1,000 times better than you yourself are going to improve very, very fast, as opposed to if you were just to surf on your own or surf with the average surfer. The next thing, you have to have a desire to improve your surfing and a natural curiosity or willpower to grow your knowledge and to apply that knowledge to your surfing skill. And you also need to, as a third thing, you need to sort of the knowledge to link specific concepts and scientific concepts from biomechanics to your surfing. This will give your brain the ability to comprehend the why as to why you move your body in the way that you do. And that will help you drastically improve your air game, especially doing turns and airs. So if you're wanting to improve fast, we've developed an online academy, and that will give you exactly what was discussed in this video. We'll you'll go from struggling to finally having fun and enjoying your surfing, where you're trying it over and over and over again to land airs, or you're trying to over and over and over again to land that certain maneuver, and you just can't stomp it, and it's ruining your enjoyment of surfing. It really does burn you out. If you sign up to the academy, we guarantee you that we'll tackle those problems and we'll get you surfing the way you want to surf ASAP. Now, we really believe that you'll go from struggling to starting to enjoy your surfing straight away. Now, the inside the academy, there are hours and hours and hours of online tutorials that give you more than enough information on how to apply the technique to your surfing and how to do air reverses, how to do straight airs, how to do backside straight airs, backside air reverses, layback snaps, power surfing, generating speed, all the rest of it is all in there, super detailed courses. And then you also have access to an online mentorship program where you connect with the coaches and you ask them questions. This is all included in the academy. And you can send through your videos to the coaches or just even ask questions and describe what's happening when you surf. And the coaches will give you tips that are tailored exactly to your technique that you need. And then you also get access to online community. So there's other surfers in there that are in the academy as well, who may be a bit further forward in their career, their surfing skill set or progress than you. And you can put your videos up on the forum, and other surfers can watch it and give you tips as well. So it becomes this very collaborative approach, and surfing becomes a much more uplifting sport. If you're interested in something like that, then hit the link in the comments and use the code STOMP to get 20% off. And if you enjoyed this video, please like the video. It really helps me to reach other surfers and to help them improve their surfing as well. And if there's something like this that's happened to you, if you ever met a professional surfer and they've given you tips on how to improve, explain the story in the comments. These are great stories, and it's always awesome when you meet someone that you love to watch surf.